Alright, good morning, fourth grade. We are going to go ahead and move on to the next section of Chapter 12, which is Section 5. And today we're going to be doing all four operations, so add, subtract, multiply, divide, that involve money. So here we go. Let's get started. It says in our opener problem here, a flash drive costs $24, including tax. A customer purchases 3 flash drives and pays the cashier $80. How much change should the cashier give back to the customer? Solve this problem any way you choose. So, I'm going to pause here. I'm going to let you try out this problem on your own. Now, you can do it any way you want. I will tell you this though. This is a 2-step problem. So you should have 2 different operations going on within this problem. So go ahead, pause the video, try it out on your own, and then when you're ready, hit play and compare your answer with mine. Okay, so here's the work I did for this one. The first thing I did was I reasoned with myself, okay, if there's 3 flash drives, we're buying 3 of the same one. So I could either add 24 3 times, or to save myself some time, I could multiply by 3. So that's what I decided to do. I took 24, I multiplied by 3, and I got $72. So all 3 of these flash drives are going to cost $72 total. So if the person buying it hands the cashier $80, how much would you get back? That's your change. So what I did then was I subtracted that $72 from the $80 that I gave to the cashier, and that means I would get $8 in change. So you should have gotten $8 as your final answer. Now, down here, it says, how can you estimate and check if your answer is reasonable? So think for a moment how you can use estimation and check if your answer is reasonable. So again, I'm going to pause. I'm going to give you time to work that out. You can write it out in words. You could write it out as a math problem. It's totally up to you, but just kind of explain how you would use estimation to check your answer. Okay. So here is the work I did for this problem. So the way I used estimation, I said to myself, okay, 24 is really, really close to 25. And that's what I put here. 24 is about, that's what this means, about 25. So then I redid the problem, except this time instead of using 24, I used 25. So 25 times 3 is 75. And 80 minus 75 is 5. And then I said, since 5 is close to my actual answer of $8, I know that my answer is reasonable. So that's how you can use estimation. We're going to try a couple more problems that all have to do with money. I'm going to show you, at least for addition and subtraction, the actual way to do that. Where we're subtracting with decimals. But for multiplication and division, we're going to do something a little bit different because we're not ready to multiply and divide decimals just yet. So let's hop over here. I am at the top of my next page, and we're going to take a look at this one. So it says, Marcus buys a toy airplane and a toy car. How much does Marcus spend? So we've got one operation going on in the first question. How much more does the toy airplane cost than the toy car? Second, totally different operation going on in the second question. So let's take these one at a time. How much does Marcus spend? Meaning altogether. And the other one, how much more does the toy airplane cost than the toy car? Okay, let's do these one at a time. I'm actually going to show you how to do these 2 different ways. One way, and this is the way that they're showing you in the book, is literally to draw the money and kind of see it as a visual. The other way is to actually do the subtraction with the decimals, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. All right, so let's take a look at this first one. Here's how they're showing you to do it by, hang on guys, I gotta adjust the camera. There we go, that's better. Okay, so here's the way they're showing you to do it by actually drawing out the money. Now, if you decide to do this method, you don't have to get super detailed with your drawings. Like if I was going to draw $1, I would just draw a rectangle and then write $1. That's about as fancy as you have to get. Okay, so it says, find $3.32 plus $1.12. All right, so what they did is they drew out $3.32 for the airplane. So $1, $2, $3, 1, 2, 3 dimes, and 2 pennies. So that's $3.32. The cost of the toy car, we have $1 here, a dime, and then 2 pennies to represent $1.12. And then what they did is they added them by likeness. So they added all the dollars, they added all the dimes, they added all the pennies. And you can see that down here. There's 1, 2, 3, $4, 1, 2, 3, 4 dimes, and 1, 2, 3, 4 pennies. So they added $4 plus 40 cents plus 4 cents, and they got a total of $4.44. Lots of fours going on there, huh? Now, I'm going to pause for a moment and get a piece of, where'd my paper go? I'm going to get a piece of loose leaf paper. Oh, it's underneath. And I'm going to show you how you would do this without drawing. And this is kind of like what we did in the previous lesson, where I showed you how to take those fractions and turn them into decimals and then add from there. So here we go. All right. So they added $3.32, $1.12. Okay. So here's how you would do this without having to draw. I would take $3.32. Now I want to make sure when I'm adding or subtracting, I always line up my decimal points. Always line them up. Okay, so ones with ones, tenths with tenths, hundredths with hundredths, and the decimal points are right on top of each other. Then I would go ahead and add, just like I would do if they were, normal 3-digit numbers, if that was 332 plus 112. You do it the same way. So add 2 and 2, add 3 and 1, decimal point, add 3 and 1. And there you go. Not too bad, right? So that's how you would do it if you didn't want to draw out the bills or the coins. But again, it's up to you, whichever method you prefer. Let's take a look at the next one. And this was a totally different operation because it says in the second question, how much more does the toy airplane cost than the toy car? If you see that, how much more, that is a clear sign that I need to subtract. Okay, so I need to subtract the cost of the toy car from the cost of the toy airplane. So that is what they did. Oh, let me move this down a little bit. That's perfect. That's what they did here in part C. Find $3.32 minus $1.12. Okay, so we started with the cost of the airplane. So you see here that they've got $1, $2, $3.32. Then what they did is they crossed off the cost of the toy car, which was $1.12. That's why they have $1, that's 10 cents, and there's 12 cents. And then you look at what do you have left over. I've got $2 bills and 20 cents, that's 2 dimes. And then you just add those together. So $2.20 is how much more the airplane costs than the toy car. Okay? So that's one way to do it. You draw it out and you cross out the amount that you are subtracting. Okay? Let me show you how you would do this if you wanted to just do the regular subtraction without having to draw it. So I'm going to hop over here. Okay. So in this one, instead of adding the two amounts, we are going to subtract the two amounts. Okay? And just like I did for addition, I'm going to write out my first number, and what I'm subtracting goes beneath. I make sure ones lined up with ones, decimal points right on top of each other, tenths and hundredths are also lined up. Now I can go ahead and subtract, just like they were three-digit numbers. So 2 minus 2 gives me 0. 3 minus 1 gives me 2. Decimal point, 3 minus 1 gives me 2. And I put my dollar sign because I should always have a label on my answer. Now, you might be saying this to me, Miss R, I thought you said if there is nothing after it, I don't have to put that 0. You're absolutely right, except with money. Money always, always, always goes out to the second spot, even if there's no number there except 0. So we always put it out to the second spot, even if you have to put that 0 placeholder. Because I wouldn't write $2.20 like that, would I? No, that's $2.20. Okay? All right, so that is how you would add and subtract money. You can do it by drawing out, or you can do it this way, by doing each of these. Okay? So, one more thing I want to show you, and this is for division. And I would suggest strongly drawing out the bills if they ask you to do any sort of division problem. So I'm at the top of the next page. This is 653. Okay? And I want to show you this before I let you do practice by yourself. So it says, find $6.33 divided by 3. Draw or use bills and coins to model $6.33. So here's what they did. They drew out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones, which is $6. 1, 2, 3 dimes. 1, 2, 3 pennies. And then they broke it up evenly into 3 equal groups. So you can see here, they put $2 in each group. They put 1 dime in each group and 1 penny in each group. So then you just look at each group and you say to yourself, okay, so if I take $6.33, divide it among each of 3 groups, in each group I've got $2 bills, so that's $2. I've got 1 dime, so that's 10 cents, and I've got 1 penny. So altogether, that makes $2.11. Let's try one like that on our scrap paper. I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to take, let's see, I'm going to do $8.44, and I'm going to divide that into 4 equal groups. Okay. So, I'm going to draw out $8.44 with bills. Okay. So, I'm going to draw out 8 ones. So, I'm just going to draw a rectangle, and I'm going to put a dollar in it. Dollar symbol in it. And that's really all you have to do. You don't have to get too fancy. My doggy's barking. You don't have to get too fancy about how you draw it, just as long as you can look at it and see, oh, okay, that represents a dollar. And that's really all you have to do. So I'm just drawing out each of these. You might be asking me, Miss R, why aren't you drawing a 5 and 3 ones? Well, I know that if I have to break it up into 4 equal groups, it might be hard to break up a 5 into 4 equal groups. That's why I'm drawing it out individually as $1 bills. Okay, so there's my, Trixie, be quiet. Guys, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I am back. My dog was barking at some squirrels. Okay, so I drew out each of my $8 here. Now I have to represent 44 cents. So I'm going to do that by drawing 4 dimes, and I'm just going to write a dime like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's my dimes. There's 40 cents. And now 4 pennies to represent that, the remaining 4 cents. Okay, so now I'm going to break this up into 4 equal groups. So when I do that, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $8. So 4 equal groups. Here would be 1 group, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so I broke that up into 4 groups. Now I need to break the dimes and the pennies up into 4 groups, and I actually have them lined up that I can just do them both at the same time. So a dime and a penny each. Did I get the exact same answer? I did. That's funny. Break them up into 4 equal groups. Okay, and we can see once we do that, in each group there's $2, 1 dime, so $2.10, $2.11. I actually didn't mean to do that, but that's okay. Got the exact same answer as the one we were looking at. So that is how you would do it by drawing out each of the bills. For division, I'm going to say that's what you want to do. Draw it out and then break it up into however many groups it's asking you to break it up into. And then look, well, how much is in each group? In this group, there were $2.11 in each one. So that is how you're going to do money. If you would like to do addition and subtraction this way without drawing it out, you're absolutely welcome to. For multiplication, kind of like we did in the first one, okay, you are absolutely welcome to do it the normal way. In fact, that's what I would do. You could draw this out if you had wanted to. For example, if I wanted to draw out $24 times 3, I would draw a 20 and then 4 $1 bills. Ooh, that's a bad rectangle. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, and I would do that 3 times, and then I could add up all of the dollar bills and $20 bills that I saw. But it's up to you. If you don't feel like drawing them for multiplication, addition, or subtraction, you don't have to. I would do it definitely for division, just because it's an easier visual to see that. So what I'm going to have you do now, you are going to work on pages 653 and 654. So go ahead and work on those right now. Actually, let's do 1 and 2 together. Before I let you go, let's do 1 and 2 together here. So it says, write a fraction and a decimal to describe how the quantities are related. So if you see here, we have a dime. That represents 1/10 of a dollar, which makes sense because how many dimes do you need to make a dollar? Well, you need 10 of them. So that is 10 cents. What if I had 3 dimes? How much of a dollar is that? Well, if one of them is 1/10 of a dollar, 3 of them must be 3/10 of a dollar. And we know that 3/10, we write that like this. 3/10 of a dollar. Now remember, normally we wouldn't put that 0. But since it's money, we have to put that 0. Money always, always, always goes out to 2 places. All right, try this one for pennies. Okay, if 1 penny is 1/100th of a dollar, which is represented by 1 cent, as a fraction, what would 3 pennies look like? Well, that would be 3/100ths of a dollar. And we would write that like this. We always put our money symbol, no ones, no tens, but 3/100ths. Okay? So now you're going to do the rest from 3 to 12 on those 2 pages. And again, guys, if you have any questions, please let me know. I am more than happy to help. Just let me know if you need anything.